Story time about how a guy begged to take me out on a date and I end up paying for the whole thing.
All right.
So this happened about 2-3 years ago. And this is like when I still had like Facebook at the time. There was this one guy who would like ask to like take me out all the time. And I would always dub him because like no tea, no shade. But I like my men chocolate. Dark chocolate. I could do the brown skin too. But I just feel like two yellow tone people just no. I'm already yellow enough for the both of us.
Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed. Okay. I'm actually glad she said that. I always say that preference is only allowed that way, right? When you prefer darker skin. You know what, Miss Coffee, could you just convert what she just said real quick? Because I want to hear if she can do that. Let's convert it. Instead of preference for dark skin, let's make it preference for light skin. Let's see how different that sounds.
No tea, no shade, but I like my men light-skinned. The lighter the better. I could do the medium tones too, but I just think that two dark-skinned people, no. I'm already dark enough for the both of us.
All I'm saying is this. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying let's get comfortable and understand people. Everybody has preferences. Listen, the reason why I always make a big deal out of this is I always think it's so interesting how people are okay with one preference, but not necessarily the other. And I think like the selective outrage, right? As long as it's culturally acceptable to be outraged about it, to me seems a little bit hypocritical. Let's keep listening.
Point of matter is he was asking me for like bare long. I think for like 2 years he's been trying to get a date with me. So I was like, why not? Let me go see what this guy's about. Something told me, you know, them little posts that be like, oh, give the guys that be in your DMs a chance because that could be your husband.
Right.
I don't even know why I did that because he was not my type. He wasn't ugly until he smiled. Like he smiled and his teeth was like 90% gums, 10% teeth. That whole shit just pissed me off.
Damn.
So fast forward, he comes, he picks me up. It's pretty early in the day because there was two things that I wanted to do that day. I wanted to go to Coney Island. I know y'all be like, if y'all from New York, they're going to be like, why would you want to go to Coney Island for the first date? One, I like amusement parks. And two, Coney Island after hours, after a certain time, you have to be 21 plus to be there. And then going on rides drunk as hell, oh, it's a time. So I wanted to go there and I also wanted to go to dinner. So this man picks me up. He's driving a 2020 BMW, all white, red interior. I'm talking about he looked like he just got the car off the lot. And I remember on Facebook, like he was flexing that he got himself a new car, which is okay. That's cute. I'm not someone that like money impresses me, but let's just continue the story.
But you notice the new car in the Facebook, right? Probably the reason maybe the reason she went on the date. Let's keep listening.
He picks me up. I get in a car. I live in Manhattan. He lives in Brooklyn. So that drive to Manhattan was already something. So he had to drive all the way back to Brooklyn because Coney Island is in Brooklyn, which was like an hour and 30-minute drive. We get to Coney Island now. And in my head, we're going to, pay for parking because it's Coney Island. Like you go to an amusement park, there's no way you find parking. Everybody tries to take the free parking. And then by Coney Island, there's like people that live around there. So there's no way you're going to find parking. Just pay for the parking, call it a day. Right. This man starts circling the neighborhood because he wants to look for parking. He was like, nah, I'm not going to pay for parking. I'm not paying $20 just to park my hair for a couple hours. Bro, it's $20. So that was my first red flag. Like, you don't want to pay $20 to ease your mind, but you would rather drive around here for 30 minutes straight looking for parking. So then as we're driving around, like, I'm getting irritated because I'm like, bro, like, I'm not trying to sit around here looking for parking the whole time. Like, it's getting dark. It's going to start getting cold soon. So then he started asking me, like, how much do you usually pay for, like, the rides and stuff like that? Like, what's the ride prices? So I told him, like, if you spend, like, $100 per person, you can probably go on every single ride that's there.
My dude wasn't ready. He wasn't financially ready for this date. I can already hear it. Gentlemen, spare yourself the embarrassment. Never put yourself in this type of a position. Let's keep listening.
Granted, we're not going to go on every single ride, but if you spent $100 on the both of us, then we could get like 3, 4, even 5 rides in and still be able to play some games. Which to me, like $100 is not nothing. Like, don't ask to take me out on a date if you don't even got $100. So mind you, by this time we're 45 minutes circling around to look for parking. Then we see another sign saying like you can park here for 4 hours for $10. Right. Homeboy said, nah, I'm not paying that. $10. Like at this point, I'll pay it. He like, nah, you don't have to pay either. We're gonna find something. We circled around for an hour. And at that point, I'm like, you know what? Coney Island, let's just go get dinner. Like, I'm not even feeling no more. He like, oh, are you sure? Like, what place did you pick?
Damn.
So I just picked a random spot online. When I tell you, this is the first time some shit like this happened to me that I know exactly what the we ordered. We get to the spot, we sit down. It's a cute little restaurant spot. We're talking, like I'm trying to get to know him more. This is what we ordered. We ordered 3 drinks. I had 1, he had 2. 3 appetizers. I had 1, he had 2, and 1 entree. I had the entree. So that means I had an entree, a drink, and an appetizer. He had 2 appetizers and 2 drinks. Let's keep it in mind. The appetizers are cheaper than the entrees. The bill in total came up to $100. $105.86. I remember it to a T. And that's including the gratuity. You know how good that is for you to get all that food for only $100, including gratuity, especially in Brooklyn or like and just in New York in general.
Right.
So now the bill comes. This man pulls out the calculator on his phone to calculate what I got and what he got.
Oh man. See, you can't be this, fellas. There's only so much I can sit here and try to justify and look. If you pulling out calculators and measurements and spreadsheets, yo, this is hilarious.
So we can split the bill. When I tell you I was so embarrassed, bro. Like I've never had to pay for my own dinner when I go out on dates or pay for anything. And honestly, if we're going out drinking or whatever, I'd be quick to pull out my card too, like, oh, next round is on me. But if you're begging to take me out, this is my first impression of you. You're gonna make me pay for the date. You're gonna make me pay for my portion of the food, which I honestly didn't even OD. I got what a regular person would get if they were at dinner. There was 2 guys that was sitting right across from us. And when I tell you, like, they were staring at me and I'm just like, bro, what the because we were in like an outside dining type of area. So now the waiter is there standing above us and he still has the calculator on his phone. And I keep my card sometimes in my phone case. So I just pull out my debit card. I'm like, here, like, just put everything on my card. So he's like, oh, like, you're going to do that for me? Like, I never had somebody do that for me. Like, that's so sweet. But shut the up. Shut up. At this point, I'm ready livid. I'm already texting the group chat like, bro, like, why the pay for this date, bro? And they're all cutting my. So now we're walking back to the car. He doesn't even open the car door for me. I got to open it for myself. Then he's like, oh, can I ask you something? And I'm like, like, what's up? He's like, when you go on dates and stuff like that, like, do you ever put in for gas money? Are you stupid? You just asked me to put in for gas money after I just paid for the dinner? Like,
oh, I think he was like, he might have done all this on purpose. Maybe.
I'm like, no, like, but I never in my life had to put in for gas money. Not even when my friends were taking me somewhere. Like, I never, like, I offered, but why are you asking me for gas money? He was like, oh, because Manhattan is fake deep and I got to drive an hour there and drive an hour back. But what the You the one that wanted to take me. You knew what was getting into before you picked me up. All right. So then we drive all the way to my house. It's kind of silent now because now I'm just hot. I'm literally just texting my phone. Like, you can literally hear this. Because, like, my nails are just typing on the phone. And he's like, oh, you
That's
good? You good?
funny.
I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But in my head, I already know, like, I'm never going to talk to this boy again. So now we get to my house, and this boy starts circling the block. I'm like, like, what you trying to do? Get a little bit more time with me? I'm like, what you doing? He was like, oh, I thought, I could park and I could come upstairs and we can talk a little. No. You want to come into my house, the house that I pay rent in, and talk to me? No, after I paid for the date, and after you ask me for gas money. One thing men have is they just have the nerve. But like, yeah, I never spoke to him again ever at all. I got so much date horror stories. I think I'm just gonna post, like, since TikTok is freaking getting banned and shit, I'm just gonna post like every single day, like, another one.
I knew it. I knew this was a crash out story, man. They're crashing out over there on TikTok. They're crashing out. They're letting all the skeletons out. And we're going to be here to capture it all. Yes. Oh, yeah. I saw this other chick talking about how she's been dating for the plot. Right? This other chick sharing. The last woman who pretty much admitted that she's never been loyal. Except for like once in a relationship and has cheated from the start to finish. She says, I've cheated since I was 14. Now she's in her 50s or something like that. all because TikTok is going to get deleted. Now, if something happens and this app stays, it's going to be real awkward for a lot of these chicks. That's it. Listen, I think, you definitely want to make sure that you go with funds if you want to be financially stable if you're going to go on a date, right? This was definitely not a soft guy moment. No, this was a bum moment. And that's the coffee here. That's the coffee here. And I know there's going to be some guy who's going to be, he tried his best. Bro, stop. Appreciate you guys as always. Listen, fathershaverights.com for my men who are soon to be married, engaged. Head over there and get the #1 guide to drafting a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement. With offer code REVIEW, that will get you in there for free. Consider joining Brew Brothers, community of fathers and married men. Some good stuff coming. Appreciate you guys. Till next time. I'm out. Peace.